Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to my presentation. My presentation title is Don't Cry for Me, Sudan. I think it will be a little bit sensitive. Let's start. Why this boy crying? Do you know the reason? After my presentation, you will know the reason. Today, I will tell you about a person's life. The person showed that human become a flower for others by using all of his divine word. His name is Taesung Lee, and the Sudan people call him Jolly. He was born in an unfortunate home. His father passed away when he was young. So his mother had to care of her 10 children by herself. He studied hard with difficult circumstances. Finally, he became a doctor. But suddenly, he gave up his job. He decided to become a priest. At first, his mother was against to his decision, but eventually she accepted it. When he was young, he saw devoted priest who stayed in the orphanage of his hometown. This experience might influence him to be a priest. In 2001, he got the ordination from home and volunteered to go to Sudan in order to help people. Sudan is the biggest country in Africa. But this country has been a state of internal war for a long time. So this place is the poorest and the most dangerous country. There are a lot of people who had diseases such as malaria, cholera, and Hansen's disease. They have been dying without proper medical treatment. He went there to give healing to them. The internal war of Sudan began in 1983 and ended in 2005. 1,900,000 people were killed by this war. Officially, this war was finished, but this dispute is still happening. He began to help people in Tonj. There are Dinka tribe, who are the tourists in the world. Their life was stained with poorness, disease, hatred, and anger. They are ignorant of various kinds of diseases. There is no water supply facilities. They drink the polluted water. He was the only doctor in Tonj. He cured almost 300 patients every day. Even though he couldn't sleep in order to cure patients who comes to him at night, he never refused and expressed tiredness to them. Some patients walked for 100 kilometers to meet him. Eventually, he built a hospital in Tons and went to some local place to cure them. As well as he made the solar generator to keep vaccine in the refrigerator and to give light to children who want to study at night. Especially, he visited the town where the patients of Hansen's disease living to cure them. He is the only person who visited them because even the government has turned them away. Actually, he had many friends, but gradually he realized that it is not important. At the first time, I made many friends because this place is very poor. But gradually, I realized that it is important to stay with them. Even though we encounter ordeal as we can't imagine, I won't turn them away and will be with them. After Jolie came here, the children could study with notes and pencils in the school which was established by him. He taught mathematics and music to them and brought other teachers from the other countries. He did his best to educate them. This school is only one in Tons. He thought education is most important for them because education can give hope to them. If Jesus came here, which would he build first, school or church? I think that he would build a school first. Jolie taught music to children who had hung out with knives and guns. He wanted that music gives hope to them. They didn't aim or gun anymore. Instead, they learned how to read, making harmony. After they finished the first performance, he said, "I wish music instruments were made by melting knives and guns." In October 2009, he came back to Korea to meet his supporters. At that time, his friend asked him to check his health, so he did. But he heard that he has a serious cancer. His cancer has been spread on his whole body already. He was given 3 months to live. He had cared many Sudan people, but he couldn't have cared of himself. He who is in this picture already knew his condition, but hid it, and sang songs in front of his supporters to receive assistance for Sudan. When he heard his condition, he didn't worry about himself, but he worried about Sudan people. I have to came back to Sudan. There are lots of remaining work I have to do. He wanted to come back to Sudan, but his family and friends persuaded him to receive a medical cure in Korea. So he received the anti-cancer treatment in order to come back to Sudan. He never lost a smile during the treatment. But Jolie didn't come back to Sudan. He passed away in January 2010. He was 48 years old. Sudan people come to realize that he can come back to them. They don't cry easily because they think that crying is dishonor for them, but they cried for him. Before he died, he said, "Someone asked me, why did you go to Sudan? Although there are a lot of many poor people in Korea. I don't know. There is just a beautiful thing that gives effect to my life." Jolie taught children. Jolie cared Sudan. Jolie loved Sudan. He will be with them forever. When we share suffering, love can be completed. Don't cry for me, Sudan.
So in a few sentences, what lessons in life have you learned from the story of this man?
So, just as a human, I can learn a lot of things. Love and share and the sacrifice. As a human, I live very religious. As a human, I respect him.
Would you be willing to do a voluntary work like what he did? Would you be willing to do a similar work like volunteer to a country like Sudan? Would you like to do the same thing?
No. Sorry. I think I don't have enough ability to help Sudan. Someday, if I have enough ability, I will help.